Women in Sierra Leone are making progress as leaders and entrepreneurs thanks to the efforts of an organization known as 50-50 Group of Sierra Leone. The organization helps women participate in governance and public service. And joining me in the studio to tell us more are Yarie Bangura and Alfiatu Kamara, President and Vice President of the organization's. Ladies, welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you very much.
Yarie, let me start with you, and let's start with what the inspiration was behind this 50-50 group and how women are doing in Sierra Leone since the launch.
Well, since 2001, which was launched by Dr. Nemata Magic Walker and other founding members, we youth-led here in the United States. What inspired us more is to come together to actually build the status quo wherein we women here in the United States and other parts of the world, we actually work towards empower one another in leadership and training, and also pushing towards parity and advocacy throughout the country and as well as here in the United States.
Now, Sierra Leone came out of a civil war that has left a lot of wounds. Even today, they're still trying to bridge those gaps. But looking back, Alfiatu, how was this received by the men especially, because you're more focused on the women?
Yeah, the men did not accept the things when we started, when our parents started, they did not accept everything and they had so many challenges with the men because they think that the group is here to fight them, the group was here to undermine their male ego, but we are still working with them because the group's focus is to work side by side with men. That's why it's 50-50 side by side with men. So we try our best to talk to them and have them by the side. And even the membership is open to the men, but we just have few men, so it's like a general membership open to men that embrace the value for gender equality, parity, and equity. But we're still having issues with them embracing the idea.
You still have issues with them. Maybe, Yarie, you can explain more. Have women said, you know, our husbands maybe or brothers are not happy with what we're doing?
Well, majority of the people I've come across really like the idea. They love the fact that we're trying to empower one another. You know, when you talk about 50-50, sometimes we tend to just be biased in what we're thinking about. That's a lot of way people think about the same thing. But what we're working as is just trying to be in all aspects of life. It doesn't just have to be because we want to take something from them or the privileges they're enjoying. It's mostly we're trying to represent in every angle, in the home. And so they should be happy, they should applaud it because we're trying to actually represent in all parts of the world. So that's I feel like they're really accepting it. For me, my own few people I've talked to. But the people that don't, they feel like we're just trying to take their privileges away, which we're trying to make clear the more we advocate.
So looking back, Alfiatu, how are women doing in terms of engaging and even participating in politics and in public service in Sierra Leone?
We are still struggling to have at least 30% quota in politics. We are still trying to get, but we are trying. We currently have the first elected female mayor, who is Yvonne Akisoya. So we are still trying, but it's still hard, but we are pushing forward. We are still advocating the gender equality and parity. It's still slow, but we are aiming and hoping to achieve the 50-50.
Yarie, as we speak about women, are you taking into consideration the young women, the young girls, even in high school and in colleges, that are supposed to be the leaders of tomorrow, in trying to help them push forward?
Yes, so that's the main reason, because if you take a look back at the parents group in Sierra Leone, we actually have mostly older women. We have young people there, but they're not as much as we really want it to be. That's why we here. We're actually youth-led, and all of us are under 30 and maybe 35. So we're actually targeting young women and girls in Sierra Leone, wherein we hope to train them to know how to lead, even from school, even from being in middle school to high school, leadership in all spheres of life, leadership in maybe in your walk of life, in entrepreneurship, in everything that you have to do, you have to be a leader, because that's where it starts. So we're targeting younger generations because we are the future, so that's the aim.
And she's one of the younger generations.
Yeah.
Alfiatu, what about the cultural barriers that bar women and young girls in Sierra Leone from progressing? What are some of the issues that you're addressing through this organization?
We are addressing the gender-based violence because if you see, women normally face gender-based violence. Since it's an African setting, like most of the time the women are silent. They don't go out and talk, they don't speak out and talk, like they always remain back and like suffer the violence in silence. So like we are encouraging them and talking to them like to come forward and stand up for their right. Like this is not the right thing. We also still have the challenges with the male. So we are also trying to like talk to them to understand that this is not about taking everything from them. This is just about being by their side and helping them out. Because when we have women and men working together, we believe that we can help to get a better nation. We can help to develop the world.
So, Yarie, what kind of support have you received? I did see somewhere that former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright supported the group, was very happy with what you're doing. What other kind of support are you getting?
This group has been in existence since 2001. So our parents' body have done a lot. They've gotten, they have a lot of support from our government back home, and they even won the award, the Madeleine Albright Award, and they're like they're like, I would say, the #1 group in Sierra Leone pushing for the rights of women and participation in politics. So there's been a lot of lately we also had an institution be opened by a former president. It's like a huge institution that's actually funded by people that really support our cause and what we're fighting for. So we've had quite a great success so far, and the institution will be used for training of women and helping in just a safe place where you can meet and just get to be one another's keeper and as well train one another. So yeah.
Alfiatu, what's your next goal in this organization? What are you looking forward to in the next couple of years?
The parents group is looking next to get a first female president, whilst the youth-based group, we are looking forward to like engage more young Sierra Leoneans, more girls, to empower them, to encourage them, to mentor them, to take when the older generation goes so that we can take their steps. But the main goal is to have our first female president and to have the 30% quota in parliament. That is 30% in decision making. For us to have women, 30% of women in decision making in the country, but we are still trying to get there. That's the next goal.
Yarie, 30 seconds, wrap it up. What's the
well,
next one?
So right now we're actually launching our 50-50 group in the United States. So we encourage young ladies living in diaspora in any part of the world, or even in the United States right now. If you want to come, we can send you an invite. Please support us, and we look forward to work with everyone to just make this gender parity through advocacy. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alfiatu and Yarie, thank you very much for joining us on Africa 54. Yarie Bangura and Alfiatu Kamara are President and Vice President of the 50-50 Group of Sierra Leone.